everyone, welcome. We're reading the excellent collections of the Native Americans. Alright, so let's begin. This is from the Brule Sioux tribe, and it's titled Two Bullets and Two Arrows. This is Henry Crow Dog speaking. Here is how my grandfather, the first Crow Dog, got his name. He was a chief about to lead a raiding party into the Hantepahawakan, now called Cedar Valley in South Dakota. Before riding out, he had a vision. He saw a white horse in the clouds that gave him the sacred horsepower. As a result, his pony became Shunkakalazuhan, the swiftest horse in the band. But that wasn't all of the vision. The chief heard the voice of Shunkaminutu, the coyote, saying, "I am the one." Then his horse suddenly pricked up its ears, and the wind whistled through the two eagle feathers the chief was wearing. The feathers spoke, telling him, "There's a man standing on that hill over there, between the two trees." The chief and his companions clearly saw the man, who raised his hands and then was gone. The chief dispatched 2 scouts, one to the north and one to the south, but they returned saying that they had seen no one. This man on the hill must have been a wanagi, a ghost. The chief said, "He tried to warn us, but what did he warn us of? I don't know. I am a warrior about to lead a raid, and I can't bother over much about ghosts." So they rode out and came to a river. The chief decided to camp there, so that if enemies came, the riverbank would prevent them from surrounding his party. During the night, the chief heard the coyote howl 4 times. Shunkmanitu was telling him, "Something bad is going to happen to you." The chief understood and gathered the men of his party together. There was some Tokala, some Kit Fox warriors there. They sang a strong heart song. "I am a fox. I am supposed to die. I already threw my life away. Something daring, something dangerous I wish to do." That's clever, the fox. Notice how the author the storyteller gives you first the indigenous name for the territory and then the modern one. Kind of makes you feel a little sad how they had everything in their land was named and then it was renamed. Again, Henry Crow Dog. It's a really cool names the way in which they have, and he's telling the story about his dad being a chief. It's interesting, the coyote is speaking and then the feathers speak and the wind is whistling. It's a lot of anthropomorphization. They painted their faces black. That's usually the sign of the warrior, right? They painted them faces black and put the lines. They made themselves sacred. They prepared to fight and to die. They said that it would be a good day for a man to give his life. At dawn, the enemy attacked. There were some Wasichu, some white settlers, led by a blue-coated soldier, and many Crow Dog scouts, and Absaroka warriors. Interesting, Crow Scouts and Absaroka warriors helping them. Indians helping whites to fight Indians. This was indeed a bad thing. It really was. In the chief's party, however, were many famous warriors. There was Two Strikes, Numpa Kachpa, who got his name when he was shot with 1 bullet, 2 white soldiers riding on the same horse. Kills in Wet Water was there, and Hollow Horn's Bear Son, and Kills in Sight. 2 Crow Scouts wounded Kill in Sight and shot his horse from under him. The chief went to him at a dead run, killed the traitors, counted first coup on them, and put Kills in Sight on his own fast horse. Kills in Sight whipped the horse, which took off with him hanging onto it. Oh wow, getting dragged behind a horse is super painful. The horse was so fast that no enemy could come near, and it carried Kills in Sight safely home. Oh, he was holding onto it. I thought he's not being dragged. On foot now, the chief was looking around. hoping to catch himself one of the riderless Crow horses, when he took 2 enemy arrows, one high on his chest right under his collarbone, the other in his side. The second arrow went deep, right into his bladder. Ooh. Ugh. He broke off the arrows with his hand, and Hollowhorn's bear son and 2 others of the band came to help. Though they too had been wounded, their horses all had at least 1 arrow in them. Man, even the horses took a shot. The chief told them, "No use bothering with me. I'm hurt bad. I can't live, so save yourselves." Still they caught a fallen man's horse and put the chief on it, saying, "Be strong, hold on." Then the Absaroka and some Wisichu swooped down upon them, and they had a hard time forcing their way through, fighting for their lives against many. They lost sight of their chief. They thought he must have been killed, and rode home talking of bad things that had happened. The chief had been riding, but he soon became so weak from loss of blood that he fell off the pony, lying in the snow in great pain. He hardly had the strength to sing his death song. He was all alone, with neither friend nor enemy in sight. Suddenly 2 coyotes came, growling but gently. They said, "We know you." Ooh, the coyotes is joking, and kept warning him during the night by lying on either side of him. They licked the blood off his face. They brought him deer meat to make him strong, and a sacred wound medicine which they told him to apply where the arrows had hit him. Look at that, the coyotes are bringing him food to help the chief survive. Wow. The medicine made his flesh tender and caused it to open up so that he could pull out the arrowheads and what was left of the shafts. The medicine brought by the coyotes cured the chief, and the meat they gave him made him strong. When he was able to walk, a crow came flying and guided him home. Look at that, the crows. See, that's why I think it's ridiculous how so many people think just because the crow has black feathers it's satanic. No, it's stupid. All the people marveled on seeing him and hearing his story. Sometimes after the chief had recovered, he went out alone to hunt and was ambushed by a war party of Pahanes. These enemies had guns, and the chief took 2 bullets, one in the arm and one in the ribs. Dang, he's just getting arrows shot in him, and now he survives and he gets shot with some bullets. Wow, he's strong. The second touched his lung, so that in later life he was always somewhat weak in the chest. He managed to get far enough away on his fast horse to be safe from the Pahanes. But then he could ride no further. He got down from his horse and stretched himself on the ground. "This time I die for sure," he said to himself. But again the 2 coyotes came, bringing meat and bullet medicine, nursing and warming him for 4 days until his strength returned, and his wounds were a little better. And again the crow came flying, watching over the man, warning him when enemies were close, guiding him to the place where his horse had strayed. So once more the chief came back alive from the dead. Then he made himself a shield from the neck skin of a buffalo, and using sacred procedures, painted 2 arrowheads and 2 circles representing bullets on it. Heck yeah, man. Take your wounds, turn them into medals, right? This was his wotawe, his crest and protection. Yes, exactly. I've done that, but with tattoos. Because after he had survived these 4 wounds, and after he had made the shield, nothing further could ever hurt him. And then he took his last name, Kangishunka, Crow Coyote, which the white census talkers misunderstood and made into Crow Dog. You can stand on a name like this. Told by Henry Crow Dog on Rosebud Indian Reservation, South Dakota in 1969, and recorded by Richard Erdos. Oh man. What a freaking cool story about it. Just a tough leader of his tribe who was brave and didn't let it overtake him, kept pursuing, and the coyotes bringing him the medicine and stuff. That's pretty unique. You gotta say, the creativity. And it's interesting how he says, like, Indians helping whites to fight Indians. Indeed, it was tragic. They should have never done that. It only led to their destruction. They should have united and stayed together, because those who helped the whites overtake them were later placed on reservations, and then look how they're still mistreated today, right?